Indigo. Oh my God, CJ. You know what though? That's why I'm here, because I really don't even have much to say. But I literally got a proof of life email. Somebody asked me for proof of life, like something happened to me, because I'm not going live and stuff. Y'all, I'm in. Oh, one, thanks for everybody who's still supporting the site. Y'all, the GoFundMe still up. It's moving slow, but it's still, because I'm not active on here, but it's still up. We still need you with the GoFundMe. Everybody orders. Everybody who's been ordering, I appreciate you with the water programs and the Zen for Pain. I appreciate the Zen for Pain because there's a lot of repeats, which means makes me feel good. It's really working for y'all. I appreciate that. And to see it last a long time too. So, I'm not gone. I'm moving. I'm working. I just really don't have time to do lives right now. You know me. She's hot. As I get the time, I do them. But doing a lot of self work, and that's really, really, really important. You know, as a matter of fact, share a little bit of that. Just some self. Y'all asked me to tell a story too. I think I'm gonna go ahead and remind me that they want me to tell the story about the stone, the cave. Before I tell y'all that, let me give y'all a little bit of something else. Some of you know this already, and some of you don't, because y'all probably wonder why that lady wear black all the time. I used to be real into fashion. My family is. Like, you know, the terminology that I know, my family ragged their ass off. And I was one of them. I had the latest whatever when it came to clothes. I wore rose gold shirt cuffs, rose gold studded earrings, and like I was really, really into fashion. But as I began to wake up, my daddy, you have to cut that down. It's like coming back at me. I don't know why you have your earphones in to listen to me. You sitting beside me. My daddy was he owned a nightclub, and you know we knew celebrities and stuff. My daddy was friends with those people back in the day, like Vaughn Mason, the Four Tops, Soft Tones, the Manhattans, Marvin Gaye. My father was in with these people, and they would come to his nightclub in Baltimore. He had one of the most popular nightclubs in the country. So, like Ruby Glover, that's my godmother, the famous jazz singer. I don't know her, I spent time with her, but she is my godmother. And so is Elton from the Soft Tones, that's my godfather. I don't spend time with him either. I don't know. But for some reason, they took me on. So, just to give you a little history, so my family was out there. We were the kids in the neighborhood that had the money. My father owned a grocery store. Adjacent to that was a nightclub, but that was ours, the kids. We had our own nightclub. We called it the Barn. All the money made there came to us. And then my father had, the grown-up nightclub. So we was the people to know growing up. And maybe that's where the sense of fashion came from. We had to have a certain image. But as I grew up and I began to learn, I became more knowledgeable. I realized that I didn't need somebody's name on my back to be somebody. So what I started doing was every year, around January, I would get rid of all of my name brand stuff. Ironically, to this day, I still see some of my nieces and them still have my clothes. I would trash. Come on, buddy. Trash bags of clothes I would give away to my nieces and them. And I would start over. By the end of the year, I had trash bags full of name brand clothes because I would give them away, but then I'm going to the club and I was just like, I'm just gonna buy this shirt for this and then these pants for this, and then there we go again. I got $1.25 jeans on. That's how the jeans I wore was some choices. They cost me $1.25 a piece. That's how I dressed. Really into it. So I started, doing it that way by just eliminating my wardrobe every year. Then it changed and I would literally go to the club, and I owned my store. I owned the store. I'm my daddy's daughter. I owned the ice cream truck. I owned my little grocery store. I would go to the club. In my grocery store, I wore scrubs. I wore black scrubs. Because I made products. I made like body butters and soaps. And I made a lot of different stuff from scratch. I was that person who made the soap with the salt on it and herbs and all of that. I made the essential oil remedies, pregnant women. I was like a chemist. So I wore, in the store, in my store, anybody who worked in my store wore black scrubs because we made products. I would go to the club in those scrubs just to see, because I wanted people to choose me for me, and not for money. Not because I had a store. Or I had a 2001 Malibu. Or, that's the car I was driving at this particular time. So, we had so many cars. I had a drop top. I forget what the name of that little silver drop top I had. Anyway. So I would let women, I would see who would judge me. I would do stupid shit like that. Like I'd be sitting downstairs. Some people would know me. I was actually like a celebrity in the club. Some people would know me, new faces around. So I'd be sitting down like in the lounge part in scrubs. And I'll see a girl that would like me. But then she would look at me, my scrubs, and be like, because everybody decked you at a club. But then I'll see another girl who give me that look like she didn't give a fuck what, she was interested. So I would call her out. like me? She was like, yeah. The other girl that I saw was interested in me, I was like, you like me too? She was like, yeah. I said, what happened though? She was like, I say, say it. Go ahead. She was like, what you got on? What you got on? I said, but you didn't look at everything. This is Citizen's watch. My watch costs $150. You didn't look at that. Look at my shoes. I always wore a fresh pair of Nike boots. Y'all know Nike boots cost $120. I like, look at my shoes. You didn't look at everything. And I would say, I'm gonna take you out. You feel me? Next time I come with the girl on my arm and I'm dressed. But I would do shit like that because people was hold up everybody. People were so judgmental. And then I was getting out of that name. Like, that name doesn't make me something. Somebody should look at me and love me for me. In scrubs. My scrubs ain't got no holes in it. I ain't dirty. I don't stink. I smell fresh as shit. Take another look at me. And they didn't. But I didn't really care about that. It was more so I wanted to get away from image. So I would start doing things like that, even choosing the women that I would be with by who chose me, by not judging me. So once I finally broke away from image, she need water. Once I finally broke away from image, then it became hold on, I forgot what the hell I was just about to say. I was thinking about my baby right now. Need water. Be careful with her arm. Yeah, what the hell was I about to say? Anyway, I was fighting image. Okay, and then I was like, there were things about me, like everybody's on the planet for a reason, you know? And I knew that I was a healer a long time ago. I wrote a book in my store. I wrote a book. I forget what it was called. I had the little book. I binded it myself and everything and sold this book about health. And I was like, I didn't really know what I know now, but I was teaching about, hydrogen peroxide and how it helps the body and certain herbs and essential oils. And this was a long time ago. I'm telling you, this was like, I don't know, about 20 years ago. And I was just teaching people. I was, like I said, I made essential oil blends that the city workers and police officers and stuff used to come and get. And I gave them 10% off in the store, and I would make them stuff for arthritis, all kinds of shit. It felt natural and normal. I didn't know the full extent of my healing, of the healer in me, or the work that I was to do. Even though, like, I received my instructions very young. I received my instructions at 19. I didn't know what that was about. I didn't know about no sound healing. I didn't see nobody else doing it. And I just didn't know what to do with that. Slow down, buddy. I didn't know what to do with that. But I knew I was a healer. So, as a healer, I knew there were certain things that I wasn't going to be able to do as a true healer without first healing myself of certain things. So what happened is I went to a war against myself. I said, I'm at war within. I drank every day, but I wasn't an alcoholic. It was an absolute choice. I could choose to stop. I would stop and fast when I want for 3 months, 4 months, whatever. 6 months out the year, I would do it all the time. But I chose to. I didn't want to let it go. I smoked cigarettes. I ate flesh. And I'm not, any of those things you may say that you can do that. You can. I couldn't. I wasn't supposed to. I received direct instructions from the guardians to stop eating meat, to stop smoking. What did they say? Stop smoking nicotine, and stop drinking beer. Stop drinking beer. I didn't drink anything else. Like now, they tell me to drink wine between me and my client. Whenever I have a client, and I don't like wine, but to drink kosher wine, take a shot for me and the person when I go into my healing. This is an instruction that I was given. I don't like wine. I got a bottle of Manischewitz that's been in my refrigerator for a fucking year. I don't like it. But whatever. So I said I'm at war with myself. I'm at war with the pain that I was harboring from my abusive upbringing. God, you know, my pops putting a thing in my bang in my mouth at 9 years old. I just watching my mother be abused, us be abused. It was just a lot. I was enraged out there. I was an abused healer who wasn't healed. So I decided that I was at war. I went downtown Baltimore and I literally bought me 10 pair of cargo pants, black cargo pants, and about 5 pair of cargo shorts and a couple hoodies, black for winter. You know, some for winter, some that was thinner. And that was a couple years before I moved to Arizona. And I've been in Arizona 12 years. I was living like that at least 3 years before I moved to Arizona. So at least 15 years I've been wearing black. Because I was at war with myself. But the whole time, you know, I said to myself one day, some years back, that we aspire to be things. Like if you aspire to be a doctor, you know what that looked like. You may, if you're a surgeon, you may see yourself with a scalpel, with a stethoscope, your white coat, whatever. If you're a lawyer, you know what that looked like. So when you're going to school to be a lawyer, you see yourself in the courtroom, you see yourself how you dress, you see yourself with your lawyer friends, you know, you visualize those things. Whatever it is that you so desire to aspire to, you can see it. I said, I realized, number one, that in the so-called spiritual community, first it was called the conscious, and I'm like, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. So I had to break away from that shit and just be spiritual. But I realized in the spiritual community that we had lost spiritual discipline. The so-called righteous didn't have discipline, and a lot of us still don't. When we left the church, because we realized that was full of shit, we left the church. We left discipline. At least it gave us something. At least we go to church on Sundays or Saturdays. I was Sabbath. At least we went to church that one day. Even if we got fucked up all week. At least we had the 10 commandments to live by. Thou shalt not kill, steal, rob, you know, the whole nine. When we became spiritual and started playing with rocks and candles, we lost discipline. And it just became kind of random. We learned over here because we were new at it. We didn't, you know, you had the conscious community out there, and they were coming out the woodwork. You had the Hebrew Israelites like battling with the Christians in the Hotep this and Sarah Sutton Seti this, and you know, it was just chaos. You had Alon Bad, you had the Phil Valentines, the Malachi Z. Yorks, and Dr. Sadie. So much knowledge was coming through in the spiritual community, the conscious community as they called it. That there was no discipline with any of it because you didn't want to say, okay, I'm Hebrew Israelite, because then you might miss out on what the whole text was talking about. Because that shit sound good too. So number one, I noticed through all of that we were going backward in a good kind of way, because we came from a natural world where we communed in nature with the trees and with the animals on land and water. We overstood the movement of the stars, and then that's during the time of the primordials. And then once we birthed our sons and the gender wars started, things began to change. And then we started with these religions, and that's like in Christian in the book it talk about, like, Aaron had the breastplate of the lapis lazuli, the citrine, the 12 stones, which is also considered the 12 gateways to heaven, the amethyst, and all these stones, because they had stolen from the primordials. Once they turned their arrows on their mothers, then they went into the caves and took out the copper, where we worshipped in the ground. We worshipped in the cave. We were the first cavemen, not white people. The mothers, the primordial mothers, were the first cavemen, because that's where our power was, in the womb. A cave is a womb. So I began to learn that so you got these religions that came in. And then you had the Atlanteans, and then the Egyptians, so-called, and then on and on, up to like these days, Islam and Christianity. We actually broke the spell going back. Christians started learning about, the guys would go to jail and then learn about Islam. And then they became Muslims. And then the Muslims became Egyptians. And then the Egyptians, you know what I mean? And we came back until we came into the nature movement. We moved backwards. I witnessed all of that. That was our journey in the spiritual world. So I'm witnessing all of this, and I'm like, we don't have any discipline. I got this awful cough. I think it's from doing the subfloors. Still mess with me. The fiberglass under the floors. Sure ain't from no mucus forming foods, I promise you that. I'm in another cleanse. I'm in 20 days right now, all raw. But anyway, so we just learning and trying to find our way back and lacking discipline. So I said to myself, what is it that I aspire to be in this whole thing? Am I... Okay, y'all, I always, in this area, there's a bird stuck in the sky just flying, like in one spot. That's why I was just flying. Wait, just stop right there. Anyway, what do I aspire to be, you know? So I said, what does she look like? And in my journey of spirituality, I said, this is what I'm doing. Then she needs an image. What does my goddess look like? So I saw what her hair looked like, what her clothes look like, what she does and how she do it, the whole nine. And at that point, I went to war against myself. Because I'm like, in order for me to get there, I have to fight this me to get to that. I mean, truly get to that. Not on surface find the God within. Because a lot of us can put on costumes. If I got dressed for y'all right now, you'd be like, she the shit. Because mind you, this whole time, these last 15, 20 years, I've been buying her outfits. I've been buying her clothes. Really simple, righteous stuff. Caftans and harangs, rope sandals, and like her wardrobe is off the chain. Like I'm still that angel. You know, that's my birth name. I'm still Angel, where I like to dress, but I learned how to bring it over to the righteous side, where my raps. Now the money, instead of being in some Tommy Hilfiger shirt or FUBU this and Adidas that and whatever the shit is now, I have no idea. I put it in a $75 piece of linen wrap. So her wardrobe is off the chain. I've been literally building her. But I've always said I will not step into any of that until I'm worthy of it. Until the war with me is over. I didn't want to be fake righteous. I didn't want to look righteous but not have found righteousness within myself. So I humbled myself and I changed my clothes to this 15, 20 years ago. How am I a healer and I smoke? By the time I quit smoking, I was smoking for 36 years. But I was teaching. Otherwise, I was regurgitating the knowledge that I had consumed for others who could use it, but I wasn't there yet. I was giving what I know, not giving what I was. And I had to quit. I had to quit smoking. And it took a long time for me to break that demon. And I realized it was because of my traumas. You know, I didn't want to let, like, when I don't drink or smoke or even eat flesh, I elevate so high, so fast. Excuse me, that I can't even have sex with people because they can't handle the energy. So I would smoke and drink to come down, to bring myself back down to earth. Because I would have anxiety real bad. The things that I would see, that I would know, that I would come into, it was just crazy. I didn't have no guidance. The voices in my head, the guardians, these beings that was around me, that nobody saw but me, would make me think like I was crazy. When I would tell somebody about it, they would anoint me and rebuke it and shit. Like it was a journey that I had to go through alone. I never really had a mentor. I just had people say, "You smart, the way your mind works." But there was nobody that really stood beside me or helped me. And I felt alone this whole time. But in that war with self, you know, I wrote this poem called "What is Evolution?" and in it, I say one of the worst wars I ever fought is the one inside my head. No, that was called the God's War. One of the worst wars I ever fought is the one inside my head. And I went to war against me, y'all, until I defeated my demons, truly. Not because I had a whole slew of people that would do it with me or anybody to commend me when I did the right thing. So I had to fight the demon. I had to fight the demon called nicotine. And did it in such a way that was so different that I could write a book on it. I had to fight. You know, guardians came to me and they told me, "You have got to release nicotine." I told y'all the 3 things. But I would release myself of flesh and then go back to it. And then if I drink a beer, I'm gonna want chicken the next day. And then I'll eat that chicken for about a week, and then I don't eat it no more. But then if I have a beer the next weekend, then I want it again. And that was just my fight. Beer steady putting pounds on me, and beer was my liquid courage. And And I said until I get it together all the way, like where I'm not going to fake it out here. I'm not going to look like the goddess that I'm not. I'm not going to look like what I aspire to be. I want to look like where I am. I'm at war. You know, that war for myself is just about over. I literally have one last thing that I have to defeat. And we fighting right now. You know, I wanted to earn my robes. I wanted to earn my righteousness. I wanted to earn my titles. So that's to why, the question why I wear the black all the time. And it's not just about the black necessarily, because I still wear black. But I wear the same thing all the time. I'm telling you, I own, like this hoodie. It's a cotton hoodie. I got about 20 of them. It costs $25. They just went down on them though, because I just got a couple more. I like them fresh. I like them. Black sweatpants. I own about 10 pair black sweatpants. But I have some really nice stuff. My socks, underwear, everything is all natural fiber, so I don't wear it. It's cotton or linen or... The distractions around y'all. All of us. Now, back in the day, the ones that's coming tomorrow. Distractions. Let me see who's here. Who's here? Read the comments.
Indigo says, oh my God.
I lost help with the Dr. York scroll. So much. I don't have the hands to put them on site, but I'm working on it. I just can't do it myself right now. I'm doing too much. I need help. But go ahead.
Cindy Conyer says, greetings fam. Scarlett says, here, Hodak.
Hodak, Scarlett.
Letitia says Hodak. James says Hodak. Tanya says Hodak. Tracy says Hodak. And
everybody.
Vixa says hi, Sika Hodak.
So I don't know if this store down here, I'm gonna try it though. Maybe run in there and get me the honey balls. I don't know if this one carries. What was I about to talk about just now? Distractions. I was telling somebody this on TikTok the other day. Somebody asked me, what do they need to do to get to the spiritual level I'm at? And I'm not a master. And it's the simplest answer. It's not complex. But the route to it is. Okay? To it is. You are so uncomfortable right now. Like I told her, listen, all the distractions is about one thing. I mean, from the latest dance out, the music, I told you, all of that's magic. It's about one thing, is to keep you from finding you. If I have you working 8 hours a day, you need 8 hours sleep a day, which leaves 8 hours for you to get prepared for the next day. And when in your 8-hour rest time, not resting as a sleep, I don't like that word, but resting, your 8 hours prep time, you just want to throw your feet up. So then you get caught up in a sitcom, or because you want to live a little bit. You just want to live a little bit. You done gave this man all your time at the job, maybe even overtime. How long did it take you to travel to work and back? Do you have children in the family that you take care of? So if it take you 3 hours commute time, let's give the average person is commuting about an hour and a half away from home. So that's 3 hours. That's 12 hours right there out the day, just for work. You need 8 hours sleep. There's 4 hours left. But you ain't getting 4 hours left because you need to prep for tomorrow. You barely have time to wash your face and brush your teeth and take a shower, let alone get yourself a regimen together for some herbal teas and some skin care and hair care. That's why it's called vacation, because we love on ourselves 2 weeks out of the year, when you should be able to, as a human being, to go to the waterfront daily, to go breathe fresh air, to get on a boat, train, plane, automobile, whatever the fuck you want, to go sit up in the woods and camp out and commune with yourself, with the God in you, with nature, but you don't have time. And that's why you don't. That's why you have these distractions. So the little bit of time you have, they entertain you. The word "tain" as in contain, as in a hold. From within, they hold you. So then you get caught up with the ditties of the world and the sitcoms and the reality shows and the video games and anything that'll release dopamine. Because you're worn the fuck out. You worn out, your mate worn out, half the time don't have a mate. Nobody want each other because everybody tired of shit. You're out is going to the club on the weekend. Because you can't go nowhere else. You can't go too far from home. So they put a liquor store down on the corner for you though. You can go there. They put drugs in your community though, which is right down the street or next door. You can go there. I want y'all to see what I'm saying. They can't entertain you, so the movies is not too far. I can't go do a movie. Another thing that's a vision board. You're helping them to create a reality. When you get into their movies and their video games, if it's not of righteousness, then they music, which is affirmations, and then you sing them, which becomes chants. And then you dance them, which is moving intention. Go back and look at time. Look at the Texas Hold'em challenge that was all over Facebook when that song came out. And I want you to look also at the tornadoes that was in Texas. There's a tornado in my city. That ain't that what y'all was singing. Y'all caused the tornadoes in Texas. They needed you to because they are redoing Texas because that's the new Hollywood. So they had to terraform that place. They had to change it. They had to release energies out the ground, and you did it for them. Everything they do is a ritual. So when you go to the club and you listen to "Shake That Ass, Girl," "Get That Wet," right? You're singing that. The whole club singing that. And then there's dances that go with it. You're acting out intentions and creating a reality in the hood for your people, for our people. Somebody said recently, They don't look. The whole country going to hell, but black people line dancing. Just imagine. Just imagine. Because this is what I thought when I saw that. Damn, you got like 200 people line dancing to this song. What if the song was to a dope ass beat? We remove all disagreeable energies and entities from the governments around the world. And your best rappers rap that shit. And they created it, and y'all sang it. Because that's the affirmation. And then you made that a chant. And then you created a line dance for it. What reality would we change? This is why you're being distracted. Because they don't want you to meet yourself. Y'all see these people coming into their real power and magic and moving trees and doing stuff. But even still, the little bit of time that they have to practice. Because they got to go to work. But it's coming out of us anyway. It's bursting up out of us. We're having these remembrance and these things that we're doing and seeing and remembering. But we don't really got no time to practice because we got to go to work. Or how am I get into that if I'm homeless? Or if the kids need school, I'm trying to shoplift the outfit. Kid needs clothes to school and books, and I'm trying to make ends meet. Oh, fuck it, I'm gonna get high. The distraction is to distract you from meeting yourself. You've got to find the time. You have got to find the time. You have got to make it your goal. And I mean before your job. I mean before your career. Your most important goal has to be whatever the steps are to get you to the spiritual being you aspire to be. Who is she? Who is he? Because it is he, because it is she that should be doing the work, not the other way around. It shouldn't be the manager at McDonald's learning spirituality. It shouldn't be the spiritual God working at McDonald's or not. Because that has to come first. Who you are. They have done everything to distract you from becoming that. And in doing so, you teach your hardships. You pass it down to the next generation. You forgot all about looking into yourself and building yourself and building your spiritual self. Bringing yourself closer to righteousness. Finding your inner magic. Now we got time for that shit. We teaching the children how to be gold diggers. Look, you do this, you get a nigga and you do it. The boys, you better go out there and hustle. So now that they've trained us to train the upcoming generations how to fall in love with the distractions. How to not know the self. The school, when you go to school, there's nothing in there that teaches you about your spiritual self. But you will pledge allegiance to the fucking flag. What? That's the world we live in. You go to school at a very young age, they teach you to pledge allegiance to a flag. Just think about it. They don't teach you about nutrition, but they'll teach you how to cook because they need you in them restaurants. I don't even know if they even do that in school anymore. Do they even teach you to cook in school? Remember they used to have home ec. They used to teach you how to sew, cook. Make a good housewife out your ass. But they damn sure enough, like in China, ain't teach you to meditate. They didn't teach you to go within. In China, the schools got to meditate. I know it's a program in Baltimore. There's a program in Baltimore. I'm trying to get water programs down there to them children. That's teaching the children to meditate every day. Somebody introduced that into this one particular school. So from school, you know, like when you first went to school, pre-K, how did it look in pre-K? Remember how colorful it was in pre-K? That was stimulation. That was like your food, like how your food should look like a salad. Like you eat living foods every day. There should be a variety of colors and yellows and greens and reds. Not many browns. That's where you live. That's your soil. That's your skin. It's your organs. You know? That's where you grow the red and the yellow and the greens and the pinks and the purples. And that's how kindergarten looked, remember? It was colors everywhere. Yellow buses and blue dogs and Dora the Explorers and shit. It was colorful. But then it progressed to the grade classroom. What, by second grade, your classrooms turned gray. Think about that. By the time you was in high school, there was no color at all around you. Don't that look just like the prison, which looks just like the office? Ain't no colors in your office work. It's about business. Only colors you get at McDonald's is the logo. Think about it. And that's for stimulation. Think of most of your fast food places got red, yellow in it. That's to stimulate your root chakra. That's to keep you grounded in bullshit. Chick-fil-A red, McDonald's yellow and red. That's KFC red. Subway got yellow in it and green. That's to pull you in. When you walk in the place that was like an institution, think about it. Ain't no fast food places when you go inside of it. And to you, we don't even see it. We just go in, we're accustomed. We're programmed. We go in and we just have something to eat. Your boxes that the food come in though, got a little color on them. And your wraps that your subs in. But the place, there's no life. There's no life. Why do you think most gas station signs red, green, and yellow? These are things that stimulate you, that you're naturally stimulated by. Like you're not naturally stimulated by browns. A child does not attract. If you put a brown apple on the table and a red apple, the child eyes will go to the red apple. It will go to the bright colors because it stimulates you. Naturally. It's in your DNA. Because this is your food. You see? If you put a red apple on the table and a bunny rabbit, when that bunny rabbit moved, that little baby gonna scream. What the fuck is that? If it's something that's not been normally seen in its reality. But you can put an apple on the table and it can see it for the first time. And instantly it will reach for it to put it in its mouth. The distractions is about you. And they always, the matrix, you know, it's always a system within a system, a game within a game, within a game, within a game. The distractions is about you, but they'll tell you, oh, this distraction is because they're distracting you from this distraction over here. And it's the fuck all of that. The distraction is you. So you don't meet yourself. Because if you meet yourself, this shit will stop. You see what I mean? If we met ourselves, And we just say, fuck this, and made the time for the self. And truly, whoever that spiritual being you aspire to be, start working on that being. Bobby, I'm not even sure it's Bobby here, but Bobby is not a dancer first. You got to be a spiritual being that's dancing, and not a dancer that do spiritual things. Because then it changes the game. Because if you're a spiritual being that dance, thanks for reaching out to me, Bobby, too, when you see this. When you're a spiritual being that dance, then the dance become the dance of intention, of righteous intention, of righteous change. See, we used to stomp and dance and make it rain. Now our sisters take off their clothes and make it rain. Hope y'all catch what I just said. We used to control the weather. It's the fuck that we did. That's just the one we know now. That's a survival dance. But what if we got the minds of the people right, y'all? They're distracting you away from yourself. And then you get to miss it. You go righteous for a while and then you miss it. You miss the bullshit. You miss the family bullshit. You miss... No, it has to be a change for life. Okay, hold on, y'all. I gotta first find somewhere to park. I think I'm going up the wrong way. These motherfuckers, somebody can say something. There we go. So I'm with you. Oh boy. Hurry up, because they got to go to the bathroom and I don't have to walk them.
Okay.
Y'all got to find the time. In the midst of the distractions. You okay, Demi? You be good boy. Don't jump out that window. You have, in the midst of the distractions, and you have to also realize, or begin to recognize the distractions, when the distractions are coming. It's just about setting you a goal like you would for a job that you aspire for. Set a goal for self. And it got to be just like that job of becoming a lawyer. I got to go to school for the next 8 years or whatever it takes. Or I got to get my PhD, and it's what you do what it takes for them. But how about get a PhD in self? How about get a PhD in self-mastery? A PhD in righteousness. So I mean, you got to put some work in it. You got to do some homework. Not because nobody told you to or going to give you $1, but for true currency. You gotta figure out. I don't care how much money you have. You have to figure out how I'm going to eat for righteousness. How I'm going to eat for longevity. How I'm going to eat to fucking live. God damn it. Because the food killing me. but I'll sit on the couch and just spill all over myself because I don't want to make the sacrifice of eating no goddamn fruit every day or no salad, because that's just because you don't know that life. But if you knew that life, then you would appreciate it and would appreciate the longevity that comes with it. You see? You gotta make changes. You know, I'm just so fucked up. Everybody around me is dying. Y'all know my sister Tina. I'm so proud of her. Because I keep whispering, I don't whisper, I keep talking in her head and talking to that girl. So finally in February, remember February, we went into 30 days of salads every day. Tina went into it. She said, you know what I'm going to do? Because I kept talking to her. I'm like, listen, the importance of this is with the health things that you got going on, you're not eating anything alive. I said, my fat ass, I don't have no health issues because I cleanse a lot and I eat living foods, da da da. And I just kept talking to her. I said, if you eat, the living has to eat the living, Tina. And the dead eats the dead. And when you eat nothing but dead food all the time is why you get the health conditions. When you eat living foods, you come to life. You become alkaline. She said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do the 30 minutes of exercise every day. If it's just walking. So she found herself some kind of app or something she watched. And she do her little 30-minute workout every day. This is for the month of February. We in March. She's still there. She popped up over my house the other day. All her acne gone. I don't even recognize her face. Her face look like mine. Like I don't have any kind of acne or any of that. I don't recognize her face. Her weight, she's lost about 20 pounds. She went to the doctor. They told her that her blood results was that of a teenager. She went to her other doctor yesterday. And she told her, check my blood. What do you think about my blood? And she said, oh my God, now that you said it, what in the hell are you doing? She said, my sister, like my mother would say, my sister thinks she's a doctor and told me to eat a salad every day. So I've been eating a salad every day and just doing 30 minutes of exercise. And her charts, all of her, and this is like for the month of February. We in April now. So it's been 2 months. It's been 2 months. And in those 2 months, I'm not saying she's 100% cured of anything. I'm saying in 2 months, drastic changes has been made. She hasn't drank coffee in 2 months. She drank water. I know she didn't drink water. She started with the water programs, got her drinking water. But then she drank the water in her coffee. But then once she started with this cleanse, I mean, I haven't even been able to convince her yet to do any pullers or certain detoxes I want to give her. But she's drinking tea every day, herbal tea every day. 60 days, she don't look the same. Because it's all it takes is your focus on you. So what if in 60 days, the next 60 days, she continue to do what she's doing, just eat a salad every day. It's been the main staple in her meal. It's been the main course. Her dinner every night is a salad. It might have shrimp in it. It might have, like, she might put a tuna in it or her salmon. But she have a plethora of living things, tomatoes and cucumbers and all this stuff piled up. She sent me pictures of her food almost every day because she's falling in love with her salads. She worked at a school district, and she went to the school thing that they had, and she didn't make her lunch, and she was upset, and she refused to eat that day because she left her salad home, and she waited and came home 12 o'clock at night and ate her salad because she said she ate something and she didn't feel the same. Like she could feel it taking the life back out of her. She was like, no, I want my salad. She said, I eat my chips, I eat my bullshit here, but I don't go with just that one change. Just the one. Then what if I could get her to eat something living every day? Do 30 minutes of exercise every day. How about do 30 minutes of going within? How about do 30 minutes a day of just some creativity? Create affirmations for yourself and then recite them for 30 minutes. See the change in the being? And then what if, as a collective? What if, you know what? I had like this great idea that I didn't even put it out. It was more than an idea. The guardian showed me this, but I didn't do it. I was disobedient. I do everything that my higher self speaks to me about, but I didn't do this because I don't know. I just didn't think it'll work. But today, April the 5th, you know, you okay, Disa Doc? You ready to go home? Okay, soon as you come out. We coming back from a long journey. I look a mess too. But anyway. What was I saying? April 5th. You know, they had people protested around the country. Hope there wasn't any incidents. I haven't heard anything. But I saw a lot of the protests today. I mean, I commend these Caucasian people. They did that shit. And they would tell us. They was doing all kind of TikTok videos. Like, the Guardian's been told us, do not get involved in what was coming up. And it was this. White people, so-called white people all over TikTok saying the same thing. Y'all just sit down. You know, when we protest, it's a protest. When y'all protest, it's a riot. And they start doing strange things to y'all. We don't want y'all. We're going to go out there and defend y'all. So these people that's been out there, they've been defending today the DEI, the erasing black history. No more black history in school. No more black history military. That's already gone. The site that you would go to learn about, like the Tuskegee Airmen, it's already been erased. They already took it out that fast. It's gone. Right now, you can't go and learn at that database, wherever that place was, about black accomplishment in the military. Gone. These motherfuckers off the chain. But anyway, what's my point? I know I'm saying it a lot, and that's probably because of the fast I'm in. I'm a little depleted of nutrient, honestly. And I worked out like that today, and I'm tired at this point. You know, I'm tired. And we was out in the field, so I went up mountains and stuff, and I'm just exhausted, and I'm just getting food, and I haven't even eaten yet. So I'm just really tired right now. But, so April 5th, I was shown that this would have been the time for us to get involved. But no, we didn't have to stand out there. Oh, they did have. Oh, so, what the call was for, this would have been the perfect time. I saw the whole thing. They showed me the whole thing. Today we should have dressed in all white, and we should have went to the rivers. Today would have been a day for us to collectively, while they were out marching, we should have been at the water, because our power is in our spirit, because we are the carriers of the melanin. We have a different connection to the earth. Nobody connection to the earth is as strong as the black woman, the mother of civilization. then her sons, then everybody else. So while they were marching, and since we're all in solidarity, they were marching for us, this would have been the time for us to go to the rivers. If you couldn't make it, I mean, I was showing the whole thing. If you couldn't make it, then just wear white. At a certain time, pray with us. And I started it and everything, creating an affirmation, and I said no. Because our people just won't unify. And I told y'all the other day, I'm getting tired. Like, my people won't unify. I was going to call other content creators. Heartless came to mind. Go-Go. The lady that I'm doing the show with coming up. Viata. Adonis. I was going to get 10 people, 10 content creators. We come together and we just spread it like crazy. I didn't do it. Because I don't know, it's going to take something else. My people not ready yet. And I have the ability to call crowds. I do have that ability. We need something else, though. We need a different kind of unification first. We have to unify first. Like, truly, we have to, something has to break. Maybe it's going to take something spiritual like that. Maybe I should have did it. But maybe I'm just tired of my people just not unifying. Them Caucasian people went out there today and they did that shit. You know? And then you have all these things and all these people that's doing these retreats and shit. But it's bullshit. You know, a couple years back you had saying no names. People take people to the top of Georgia. That mountain. What's that mountain? Stone Mountain. And they did that whole ritual up there. And they all proud about it because they did something. And I'm no disrespect, but they ain't do shit. They ain't do shit. Half the people had on tennis shoes. They wasn't even connected to the fucking mountain. 90% of the people had on polyester. They didn't even have on cotton clothes. All of their chakras are blocked, but they're at the top of the mountain where the veil is thin at, talking to God. No, you wasn't. Nobody hear your ass. It's like, why are we half doing everything? You feel me? And then you had that whole God shit that they put together. How much y'all paid the ticket for? Wasn't it like $250, $150, $250 for the ticket for that God series? All y'all was gonna turn into gods. Anybody there yet? All the links and shit they gave y'all. They were gonna make you rich. The blueprint, the God blueprint. Anybody rich from it yet? Anybody truly transformed yet? Because it was bullshit. The people gave it bullshit. The knowledge that they gave was bullshit. Not to say there wasn't no truth in it, but what, like a psychic. Yeah, that bitch come with one truth to 1,000 lies. It's all bullshit. We got to do more and be about something. We have got to, it's some way or something that has to fucking break where we have to unify, goddammit. I'm sick of this talk. I'll read the comments.
Bobby says the system is designed to
Hold up, Bobby. Go ahead.
create slaves. Then Bobby says, right, my high school looks like a maximum security building, And Bobby again says, I speak to my dance students about how they actually feel about school. Bobby says, I'm here. And Bobby says, yep, the collective is stuck in the root and sacral chakra dance only. I'm intending to shift that. Bobby says, making the sacrifice, obedience. Bobby says, incremental change is the most impactful. Bobby again says, that mountain trip did nothing. Neither did that workshop. And then Bobby says, one thing about the Caucasians know how to do is to unify with one another.
You should look at what they did today. And not only commend them, but fucking learn something from it. Go ahead.
And Tanya says, I've been meditating with my water fountain.
Awesome. I'm getting a lot of emails about that. People are meditating with the water fountain. How is it doing for you, Tanya? Stating that it's way more powerful. I told y'all, get a fountain to go with the water program and you'll see. My room is a jungle. Like, whatever. Go ahead.
That's it.
I'm gonna go on that note, y'all. If you want more, get more. We gotta do more. Our fight is spiritual. Spirituality is attained through the technology of the body. And the black womb man has the God body. She has the hair, the coily antenna. She has the skin. Her body's covered with the melanin. Melanin is a tool for creating. Melanin becomes whatever it's attached to. But then she has those, so like our sun has the hair and that skin too. But then she has the womb. Her power of womb creation, y'all call manifestation, is unmatched because she has all of these tools. Now you have other people on the planet that have a womb and they can use it, but they cannot use it. There's levels to this and dimensions to this. Melanin reaches into different dimensions. It's been proven and shown all that melanin does. So, she who carries the melanin is the mother of civilization. She's the most powerful being on the goddamn planet. I should just become a vigilante and put on like a Spider-Man suit and just walk around the country slapping shit out the black woman, but I put a mask so nobody know who I am. Slap her the fuck woke. The hell wrong with you? Get your ass out the club. Get your ass off the pole. Get your ass off of social media where the little girls is watching this shit becoming. It's just a cycle. It's just a cycle. It's just a cycle that has to be broken as a collective. What they saying? I'm about to go.
Nothing. I don't see anything.
You Miss Sonia said, I've been meditating with my water fountain. It's cleaning out a lot of negative energy. You see that?
Oh, I see it now. I just...
Very good. Every now and then, take a break. Like, each water program, it's good to listen to them 28 to 30 days straight. twice a day. Then take a break. You know, a lot of magic happens in silence. So like with the water program, when you get all these frequencies pouring into you, it's going into your system, going into your vagus nerve, going down into your organs, reprogramming things, right? Like let me give you like a detox herb, right? You drink this detox herb every day. Let's call it the water program. So the detox herb's going in and it's moving this and it's moving that. But if you did it every day, you actually won't get the full effect. You have to take a break. Let that stuff flow through your system. Let your system come back into its calm. Do an assessment and then bring it back. You feel me? With the water program, I listen to it 24/7. Creating a space now like around my entire property. Water programs will run 24/7. But I'll have it where once the gardens are back up, everything will be under the water programs. It grows food. I'll flip a switch and cut it off the whole property for like 3 days, and then bring it back. Like the Zen for Pain that I'm making right now, underwater program, everything. Told you it's forming gold chips in the Zen for Pain. You gotta know when to just take a break and then bring it back, and it'll have an even more powerful effect. There's a lot of healing in the silence. Meditation. Y'all go within more. Go find it. Go inside and ask, what the fuck do we need to do? But we absolutely got to do something. Well, I know. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Just thank you for being here, y'all. Support us with the Cash App. I have to go meet a guy soon who want to go out here on the land where we want to build a temple to assess the grounds and stuff, because we need to put a fence in. So y'all just keep supporting us. Support the website zenrooms.com. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you soon. Unless anybody have anything to say, I'm on. His lost to us. Hodak. There you.